So here we go. Got it. Okay. Wait. Sorry guys. Sorry guys. My laptop just hang up. Wait. Okay. So chronologically, I just want to try to bring you the motions, the discussions into some parts. Like here we will, what is that? Start from warming up, like what the athletes and coaches do when they are do sport things, and then end it by cooling down. And then in the middle of the discussion, we will try to talk about the definition and then kinds and examples, and then the discussion itself. And yeah, here we go. Let's start from the warming up. Here I have some, what's that? Some simple questions, easier than we will have for the next question. So here we go. For the first one, what sport do you usually do? And then the second one, do you use public facilities to sport or use personal facilities? And then the third one, do you use or consume or wear products of these brands? So you can try to respond, try to answer it one by one, or only one questions, or all of the questions. Yeah, up to you. So please raise your hand. Okay, Mr. Muffins.
All right, thank you for your opportunity. Is my voice is clear enough?
Sure.
Okay, so for the question number, what sport I usually do? Of course, right now I usually do like play some futsal and another sport, big ball sport. And then the other one is like in gym in fitness. I really like to play some exercise in there. And then to answer the question number two, of course, as when I play futsal with my friends and others, I play in public facilities or with uh, how to say swasta facilities. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Indre. Yeah, I'm as my position in when play futsal is being a goalkeeper. And the number three, sometimes I use this brand like New Balance and Nike and the other Adidas. Of course, this brand is so famous actually. We know all of the brands in here. So that's why, yeah, that's from me. Thank you, Mr. Jarod.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, Mr. Indra, I don't know why, but I just noticed that why Arsenal logo was there. I don't know, but maybe it represents of some of the football club's logo. But yeah, why should Arsenal? I don't know. And nah, when I said, do you use or consume or wear products? It means that was that we have many things of was that sport products that not only can be used but also consumed. Like maybe we see here like Pocari or maybe Monster Energy. If, I don't know. Is Indonesia has Monster Energy products? I think no, but maybe like what is that Kratindeng and the others. Yeah, and or maybe you ever use this one betting or gambling products. Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. So yeah, Pablo Escobar, Mr. Pablo Escobar, please your time.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. My voice is clear or not, sir?
Sure.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Uh. For for the question number one, I'm always doing playing baseball and basketball, and I'm always use public facilities to sport. And for the question number three, I'm always always wear Mizuno and uh, Louisville from the brand from America. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Any others who wanna try to answer? Yeah, when we try to see on these logos, maybe you will try to find that there are no one is from Indonesia except this one, or to say, I think some of you that play football or futsal will know this logo, and then Evelyn also, or maybe Mr. Fikri, or maybe the other that like to go to gym will know the Evelyn. Any others? No, no one, no one. Okay,
Mr. Fikri,
so
you
yeah,
can choose the persons if
oh
they
okay,
if there is no one speak out.
okay, it's going much what's that? Interesting. Um, okay, so I will try to choose. Wait, wait, wait. Ah, Miss Sophia, Miss Sophie, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you? So, please,
I'm great.
um,
I see
please
you
let
again.
me. Yeah. So please, respond this question, please.
All right. The sport that I usually do is I usually go swimming. Actually, that's the only sport that I do. Um, I usually go swimming at the beach, but sometimes I use swimming pool from public facilities. For question number three, I didn't use any of them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. One more participant. Any other? Anyone for the sport?
Tangsui,
No one.
Tangsui, Tangsui.
Uh, yeah. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, Mister
Wah,
Tangsu ya.
jangan.
You- okay, okay, okay. Um, so Mister Tangsui, do you want? No. Okay, thank you. So,
Okay, I will try it.
okay, finally.
Okay, thanks for the question. So, for the first question, yeah, um, sport that I always do, it's soccer, which is futsal. Because yeah, maybe Mr. Fikri noticed me when we have what is it?
Futsal.
Futsal, like yeah, because always we, yes, maybe I don't know. Do you notice me or not?
Yeah, yeah, of course,
And
of
yeah, for
course.
the third question, yeah, I have what is it? Pants. The brand it's what is it? Adidas or Nike. And for the what is it? Product that I always consume like Poker Set after what is it? After jogging or do something like heavy activity. I always yeah drink Poker Set. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Pocari Sweat for everyone. Okay, next. Wait, wait. Ah, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, okay. Let's try to get more serious. Okay, we will try to find out about the definition of sport industry. Okay, so um before I go to the next section, I want to hear your opinion, your mm, your thought about the sport industry. What is sport industry on your mind? Anyone wanna try to give your opinion? As you know, Mm, 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 no one. Okay, so I will pick. Like, Namia. Should I call you Miss or Mister? Are you there? Hello, hello, Namia. Hello, hello. Okay, next. Hmm, Miss Sandra Diana, are you there? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. No one. Okay, okay, Mr. Chikoneng.
Okay, thanks for having me. My I audible, Mr. Fikri.
Yep, 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 yep. Yep, yep. Continue, continue.
Okay, regarding to the definition about the sport industry, in my point of view, it means something that deliver or sell or perhaps rent something for the consumer, especially like a brands. There are available and your at your previous slide before, like Nike, Adidas, and Monster Energy perhaps, Wake, and a lot of thing or a lot of the entire thing at the previous slide. For example, like for a badminton sport, there are several kind of brands. They sell their products like Leaning and also Yonex, RS, and the entire thing. And it also happens for the other sports like a football, especially for Nike and Adidas. And for how is it? For the swimmings, perhaps. And the cost is different, depend on how genuine your brand was. For example, how to say kawe in English?
Oh, sorry, I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah. For example, like the imitating perhaps, imitating brands
Yeah,
in
maybe.
the yeah, the imitating brands for the first imitating or second imitating, so the cost it will be different. But I had a question. If for you, Mr. K, did you ever see the different competition like Para Olympics? And I find there for the difabel that they don't have leg and they utilize something from the iron. So there is a kind of brands for that iron to support their leg in the sprint competition. And that's all for me.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you, thank you. About your question, I'm not really sure about the brands that they used for that things, but yeah, maybe I will try to find out that. Because, to be honest, I'm not really know about that. The brands, sorry. Yeah, Paralympic Games just over, guys. If you maybe follow the information, the news, Olympic Para Games, Paralympic, yeah, Paralympic. And then yeah, thank you, Mr. Jikoneng, for your statement. So it is in relation with renting something or selling something. So it kinds of what is that? Products and services, right? And then next, Mr. Sunshine, please.
So thank you so much for the opportunity. I completely agree with what has been said by Mr. Chikonem before. Shortly and simply, it can be said that the sport industry is a typical market that make the commodity either can be said product or probably like services is sport related. It can be about the people, place, ideas, experiences, or any activities that some people that be considered as a buyers will profit some experiences that word to remember. And probably sport industry can also be seen as the way how um, some parties facilitate they become the committee who plans the agenda, who schedule, manage, and become like an event organizer. For example, like NBA, or even like President League in Indonesia, or to the how to say to the simple and white one and nasty one. For example, like sport gambling, it's like you put some scores and everyone puts score, guess one which will be come the results of the match. Those kind of activities as long as there is someone that takes profit, can be considered as the sport industry. Okay, I think that's from me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sunshine. I do agree with you too because well, that gambling activities is actually should be considered as the biggest money. What is that? Money. What is that? Uh, aduh, apa sih namanya? Saya lupa. The biggest business of I think not only sport but the other things. But yeah, gambling things, and we don't have to need what is that online things. We can do conventionally everywhere with anyone, with that anyone, right? Gambling things. Even though yeah, maybe some Indonesian will do not do not do that, but yeah, why not? That's kind of interesting. And we will try to talk about that. And then Mr. Movins.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jarot, to give me the opportunity. In my perspective, the sports industry is like yeah, the Mr. Sunshine and the others say before Mr. Chikone. So, but I have a some different perspective that the sport industry is what that the industry, but they focus on sport because, for the example, when they play some football like a club like Manchester United, they can sell anything to make some money. For example, in currently news that the factory of the jersey Cristiano Ronaldo in Vietnam is closed because they cannot fulfill the demand of the people who want the jersey of Cristiano Ronaldo. So it means this was one of the example that the Manchester United right now can make some money from the sale of their jersey of the player. So they can make it as an industry to make some money. Beside that, it can be come from the sponsor. So that's why it's called by the sports industry. Yeah, that's my opinion, Mr. Jarod. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, good answer. Good answer. Yeah. Any others? So sometimes it is what is that in relation with people's demands, right? So yeah. Okay. Let's see for the definition by experts. Okay. For the first one, sport industry is a new form. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, yeah, that's audible.
Okay. And how about the screen?
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry. So yeah, sport industry is a new form of business which focuses on investment and which is a source of profit in industry in general. So it means that what is it? Some sport activities or some sport industry activities have relation with the other industries in general. It represents micro and macro processes which last for a certain period of time and represent the unity of several factors. So it means that what is that? Nothing that happens on sport industries will what is that? Will lasting forever. So yeah, maybe time by time the what is that? The industry will change as long as what is that? As the time goes by. And then the second definition, it is the universality of participants in the economic relations in the field of sports. Those who sell and those who buy sports products and services, providers and users of sports information, organizers of sporting events also, and other operators of the sports market. So when I'm sorry, Mr. Sunshine, if I'm not wrong, before said about was that organizing things like a committee and the others. Yep, of course, there are kinds of this. industry too. And then, according to the previous definition, the number two definition, the sport industries implies four things. Oh, three. Sorry, only three. The first one is fans. The second one is companies. The third one, athletes, trainers, sport clubs, leagues, and federations. So when we talk about fans here, that means that they are placed as the consumers of sports goods, services, and information. Fans. And actually, it will be kind of rude things maybe when we just uh, say that as of only fans, but yeah, I don't know. The second one, companies that produce sport goods, services, and information. And then here are some of people that work in these industries as athlete, trainer, sport club. Trainer could be mean as what's that coach, and the other sport trainer. Sport clubs, leagues, for example, like Liga Satu or Champions League, or maybe the others. Federations such as FIFA, FIBA, PSSE, what else? Um, what is that? Olympic Committee. I forget the abbreviation, but Olympic Committee and the others. There are both manufacturers and also consumers of sport products and information. Next, talk about kinds and examples of these industries. Let me just continue. Here we are. Okay, sports management. There are some subchapter here. Sport event management. So the people that manage the sports events, like what is that? Yeah, like the Champions League, and then Liga Satu and the others. And then sport experts and professionals. It means that what is that? It could be like doctors, psychologists, nutritionists, physiotherapist, sport therapist. What else? Yeah, many others. And then sports centers and facilities. Yeah, like a gym, and then futsal field or basketball court, tennis court, and the others. And then bookmaker. Nah, when we talk about bookmakers, it means in Indonesia we call it bandar judi, bookmakers. So like Mr. Sunshine or Mr. Cikci Koneng before said about betting or gambling. Yeah, this is a what's it? Big deal, big business. One of the sexiest business actually in sport industries. And then the second one, sports marketing, the manufacture and sales of sport equipments and or sponsorship in sport. Like we can see some what is it? Sponsorship things like some companies will try to place their logo, their brand on some sports things like on the athletes jersey or uniform, and then on the public sport facilities like on the stadium, on and any others. And then sports result in relation with the doers. It means like what's that? Uh, it always depends on the result of the sport. I mean, like let's see the phenomenon of Cristiano Ronaldo movement from the Juventus into MU right now, and then we know that what's that? The company that produce the uniform of MU, Manchester United, which has what is that? The name of Cristiano Ronaldo and his number will be produced what is that? Massively because of they know that Cristiano Ronaldo is a good player, and it is a result from the sport things, the sport activities. And then the fourth one, media advertising, radio, television, live streaming, and any others. Okay, wait, wait. Okay, let's jump to the discussion. I have some questions here, and I hope you can enjoy it. The first one: what examples of sport industries or brands in Indonesia that you know? And please mention the brand and what is that? How the way they work. Anyone wanna speak up here? No one, no one. Or we can try to answer those two questions. Do you think that Indonesian brands of sport industry can compete globally? Please give your reason. Anyone want to speak? Mhm. So I have to pick one of you then. Okay, Mr. Sikoneng.
Okay, I want to try for answering this question. Perhaps for the branding, I desperately don't, I don't desperately know about what kind of branding in Indonesia, but I will jump in to it's kind of a committee. It's one of the sport industries, right?
Mhm.
Isn't it?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, regarding to the second question, can compete globally? Absolutely, yes. Let we took the example from Pepsi. It's kind of the prestigious sport industry, especially in badminton sport. How Indonesia always bring the Olympic medals, especially for the gold. At the previous time is taken from the double women players, and it's really membangga admire Indonesia in the global sport. But regarding to the other sporting, for example, like a footballs, Indonesia don't have the opportunity, for example, like take a place in what's that? In World Cup, perhaps, because there are a lot of problems in Indonesia, especially for the PSSE. So, for the situation, Indonesia will be can complete globally. It depends on how the federation, especially the committee in Indonesia, manage or organize that federation wisely. There is no corruption in that organization, and perhaps the private companies should take over the managing athlete. For example, like for the badminton, they had Jarum Super as the private companies that train our athlete. But when it will be organized by Indonesia governments, I definitely hesitate of how Indonesia can compete globally. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Fikri.
Yeah. Thank you for your honest answer. And I do agree with you. Yeah. Sometimes when the industry or the things in sport industry is that hold by private companies or private people, it will going better than if we just leave it to our government. Yeah, but that's the truth. Any others? Thank you, Mr. Chikoneng. Any others? Or wait, hmm, Yerika, are you there? Hello, hello, Miss Yerika, are you there? No, okay. How about Sharifatul? Are you there? Hello, hello. You are not there, or you don't want to talk. Okay, Mr. Sunshine, thank you.
Yeah, what has been said by Mr. Sikoneng somewhat true, but another part, uh, it can be considered still in progress, because I suppose that we couldn't rely everything that we want to our government, because yeah, our government has been known as they have less efficiency to execute or to respond the problems happening in the middle of our society. When it comes to sport industry, I would like to say that our government uh, tend to be more corruptive, because to conduct a better sport event, for example, like PON, or Asian. How to say, what's the last time? Is it Olympiad or
Yeah, Asian Games.
Asian Games? Yeah, Asian Games. There must be a huge sum of money, yeah, to facilitate or to better the infrastructures in regard to the sport itself. So this is actually the best potential, how to say, uh, potential opportunities for those who do not want to have to conduct a healthy government. Okay. So that's why these kinds of event turn out to waste our money and just want to show off to the people uh, our inability to provide the best facility for others. So yeah, at the same times, if we want to give this kind of opportunity to private corporations to conduct, what I'm afraid is that it will be monopolized, since they have the full capability and authority to conduct and to process the price, since they are the one who has the highest authority and bear all the responsibility. Even though, yeah, probably I can say that is quietly that's like a fair treatment that they should even receive, since they are the one who become the event organizer. But somehow, yeah, it can be what has been and always said by Mr. Moonshine in previous discussion, like oligarchy is actually how they can absorb more, how to say, society welfare, just to assume they want to get more profit in that kinds of sport industry. But all in all, I can say that as long as our society can be happy with that and can be satisfied and proud at the same time, even though they will be the one to suffer partially, believe that that's okay. Whoever the one who will manage the thing, as long as they can cover or hide the true colors, okay, even though probably they are nasty people, but they can make a good cover and convince people that there is nothing wrong with this kinds of sport even, then actually that's okay. I think that's me. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Because what that actually sport is one kind of entertainment thing. Actually, not only just doing physical activities, but also entertainment. Actually, but many of people, not only in Indonesia actually, but yeah, in other countries too, that they do not what is that do not place the sport activities or what it yeah any sport activities as entertainment thing. Like I ever uh, heard from one of the stakeholder of Lima, if you ever heard Liga Mahasiswa, one of the what is that league and even organizer of sport tournament, sport competition for uh, bachelor's degree students. He said that yeah, sport in overseas, um, especially in USA, because he studied there before, is what is that? Is recognized as one big what is it? One big entertainment thing there. So that's why what is that? There are so many people that interest to watch the games in the field in the stadium with yeah quite high fee for the tickets. But yeah, I don't know for Indonesian, there are just some people that want to go to the stadium or just go to the any other things like what's that? Maybe you guys ever heard about SmackDown 2? it was kind of entertainment thing too. Even though you know that you are being what is that? They try uh to to lie to you that it's just acting, but everyone happy to watch that. So yeah, because that is just for entertainment, right? Yeah, yeah. Anyone want to try to speak? Ku Misterio. Yeah, maybe Mr. Ku, Mr. Ku.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you very much. Do you think that Indonesian brands of sport industry can compete globally? Yeah, as far as we know that one of the sports that can globally is badminton. Up to now, uh, they can compete. They can exist in the world. It can be number one, number two. Can compete with China or Japan and others. When I see from the football industry, it's like how could it be when the candidates of football player in the village or in the city in the province, they can compete normally. Means they can compete, how to say, fairly. But we have to think it's like long term, by long term. As the national football player, our national team of Indonesia is like it should be raised down and down. Maybe it because of under control from politics, or I don't really know about it, but maybe because of that, so that one of most of the sport industry can compete because Arteta out. I'm so pity with Arsenal. Yeah, because of that. Because in the age of city, in the age of cities, yeah, in the age of cities, we see that, but the football player, or yeah, the football player still exists, but from the badminton, maybe it's very special. I don't know, because maybe it's under pressure from the politics. If we talk about the football player or other sports, but for the badminton, yeah, that's possible because they have proved it. Means when we want to raise the sport industry, yeah, we have to prove it, not only talk by using theoretical. Yeah, we have to equilibrium between idealism and nationalism if we really take care of our sport industry. Thank you very much, Mr. Jarrell.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ku. Yeah. Wait. I just take something from you, but suddenly I just forget. Wait. Yeah. Actually, yeah. For some sport subjects, it is possible to be competing globally, right? Like, yeah, maybe badminton, one of the most possible things that we have, right? We have a good support from some private companies like Jarum, and then was it about the fund? They can just what that? Do not be worried about the fund because yeah, Jarum will uh, will give their money, right? And then uh, what is that? About Arsenal things. Wait, I just take something from Arsenal thing that I want to say, but I just forget. Yeah, thank you. So cancel. I don't want to talk about the Arsenal. Actually, I was it? I like Arsenal actually from many years. But yeah, when we love something or when we love uh when we love one of football club, it doesn't mean that we have to force the team to be winner. But the bad thing is Arsenal never win. Okay. Continue. Any other? want to try to speak about this, or let's try to continue the next question? Okay. Should we finish any betting or gambling activities on sport activities? Can we, or how to deal with those? Okay. We talk about betting and gambling things. Let's try to talk it globally and locally in Indonesia only. Okay. I think it will be more interesting when we just try to talk in Indonesia because yeah, many of Indonesian are believers and they believe that betting or gambling is a sin. I think you guys too, right? But betting and gambling activities have the biggest money flow in sport industries, in fact. So yeah, anyone want to try to talk about this? Because when we talk about betting and gambling in sport activities, there are some what's that sub what is branch of these things like when you ever hear maybe when you ever was that when you ever heard about match fixing pengaturan skor in Indonesia, not only in Indonesia but also in other countries too. The main the main problem of match fixing is because the bookmakers because betting and gambling activities and then yeah match fixing or like Italian said calciopoli and we call it what is that pengaturan skor sepak bola gajah and any other. Anyone want to try to talk? Please. Or let me pick. Wait. Mr. Saiful, are you there? Hello, Mr. Saiful, are you there? No? Okay, Miss, how about Miss Sari? Are you there? Okay. How about Andini? Miss Andini, are you there? Okay. Okay, before Mr. Sunshine, please wait, okay? Let me try to pick. Okay, sorry, Mr. Sunshine. Wait. Uh, hmm, wait. Yang belum. Robert, how about you, Mr. Robert? Are you available? Hello, Mr. Robert? Or Pablo Escobar? Hello, Mr. Pablo Escobar? No? Okay, I'll give up. Mr. Sunshine, your time.
Okay, so you make me as your last resort. After keep offering yourself, and finally you come back to me. Okay, that's good.
sorry.
Okay. Okay, guys. This is a really interesting question, I suppose. But something that we need to question first before answering this question is that what kinds of typical harms that might emerge um, or might be caused by betting or gambling activities, because so far we never really know what kinds of accidents is there, like society harms or something that inflicts damage toward someone's or some populations, because so far as I'm concerned, this kinds of sport gambling has been done in the shadow. So basically, there is no people that how to say, explicitly felt the negative impact of this kinds of sport gambling unless they are being actively involved in that games. So I believe that this is something that need to be answered or responded by those who gamble themselves, because I do not gamble or I do not participate in this kinds of activity. But all in all, I can say that to gamble something, it means you walk in such a bloody way. You never know how exactly you're going to profit. And in this kinds of intangible definitions of profit, I believe that uh, is there any person or people that would like to do something that they do not know what they want to achieve unless they want to be shaken that greatly mentally. Okay, so whenever someone that want to take a gamble, they need to be ready to lose their money. And probably the same thing I like to say to those who who join or actively engage in cryptocurrency, because so far Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is just the same as gambling, because yeah, you never know when you will lose the money. We never know, because yeah, that's my statement. If you disagree, please do so. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I have no idea talking about the cryptocurrency, but yeah, yeah, I think it's a good answer. Thank you. And yeah, when you said before that maybe some of the people that what is that do the activities of gambling or betting, they are in a shadow what is that shadow things like implicitly, right? Yeah, of course, but actually not always implicitly, but sometimes they just do that what is that by visibly like what is that? I think not only big matches, but also some of small matches, like maybe when you know about tarakam. I don't know how to say in English, antar kampung, for football, volleyball, and any others. And especially in my environment, there are some people that still do betting or gambling there visibly. And yeah, I think it's kind of culture actually, not only for the sport activities or sport subject itself, but also for the people there, and not only in Indonesia actually, on almost everywhere, almost everywhere. Okay, Mr. Ku, please, Mr. Ku.
Thank you for the second chance, because this is our time, I mean, my time to practice my English. I just want to deliver from my opinion about it. Yeah, as we know that from the old mindset, we think that when we on how to say Saturday night means we get the money visibly, but right now we have to change our mindset. We can get the money by invisibly. Invisibly means as like gambling or doing online activities. Yeah, why not? If it will increase our income because we don't have any policy when we want to tax them. Yeah, of course, it's better off joining to be gambler. Yeah, it's like someone talks about the casino and something like that. Means the huge person, huge people will join there, but we are who I am. Yeah, it's better off joining that system who has been ready to be followed by the many people. Even we when we are sightless, we don't think about sink or no, because we have been under pressure from the condition. It's like this midst of pandemic, maybe we need to survive. We need to survive. We need the money to how to say to survive. It's like as I can see, it's like chip. I don't know what kind of the game or online or a cryptocurrency, and I don't know because I'm not the gamers. As far as I know, in the villagers they play chip. I don't know how many one p do you get, and I don't know I everything about it. Maybe as far as I know, it is same with gambling maybe. So that because of mid pandemic they look for the job, or they look for the vacancy. How to survive in this case is quite difficult. So it's better off sitting down by checking how many pay will you get, and you can sell in when you have got it 1 P, you will sell 50,000 and 20,000. Yeah, just about the lucky or luckiness when we play about gambling. But if we want to raise to be the bigger gambling, yeah, of course you have to sacrifice many things or much money to be the professional gambling. Thank you, Mr. Gerard.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah, talking about betting and gambling is also what that it could be fun and also it could be dangerous when we talk to the what that to the certain person. Okay, Mr. Moonshine, please.
I hope you choose Mr. Chikoneng first. Okay. So yeah. Uh, I think I saw on the chat that someone said that gambling or betting is already from a long time. It happens in sports, in every sport that, for example, like horse race or maybe boxing, and then MMA, something like that. So I think we cannot forget the history about betting and gambling. And actually, I'm also the one who really like to gambling or betting in some match, especially football match, because you know that they offer us a very interest result or very interest rate to win after the gambling or the bet that we do in some application, or yeah, some people that made the gambling. So I think I don't want these things to vanish, because maybe that things we can be our, how to say it, like uh, find another way to make us happy. For example, like we already know Arsenal lose tomorrow match, but actually we still bet on Arsenal, something like that. It's just to make us happy, right? And then suddenly Arsenal can win the match. It's really make us more happy, not more happy, happier. Can make us happier. So I think the problem is with gambling and betting. Actually, when someone try to bribe the player, that's the real problem that actually the government or the institution try to prevent the bribe. For example, like when there's a bet house that put a bet of the goalkeeper in England, that he will eat hamburger during the first half break, and then the goalkeeper actually eat the burger. So a lot of people win the bet because of that, and because of that also the goalkeeper is how to say pension that time. So yeah, the government wants to prevent, or the institution want to prevent the bribe. For example, like the match between Persib and Persija, a lot of bet, the bet house wants Persib to win the match, and then they bribe the referee, or they bribe the goalkeeper, Persija goalkeeper, something like that. So yeah, the bad things happen during gambling or betting is just the bribe. But actually, I just enjoy to have betting or gambling, just like Mr. Ku said about increase our income. For example, like blackjack or something like that. If we master the skill, we can increase our income, right? We can read the next card that will came up, or something like that. Or for example, if you play poker too, if you master the skill, you can win a lot, strike a lot during the game. And maybe if you master enough the how to say it, like the data from any sports like badminton, like horse race or football. You can bet on something that really good bet, because I ever do that when El Clasico, El Clasico for Jose Mourinho actually, and I earned a lot of money from that. I said to my friend that I will bet on Real Madrid whatever the condition happen in Real Madrid, and suddenly Real Madrid won the match. So yeah, I earned a lot of money. So I think as long as I'm not do something against the law, especially the bribe. So I think gambling and betting is is a fun sport, not fun sport, fun thing to do. As long as we have the money. So I suggest the government should limit the ratio of the money that we bet, for example, like that, according to our earn per month or our asset, for example, like that. So yeah, maybe that's it from me.
Yeah, thank you for the honest answer. And I don't know, since I still study on my university, I just think that I think Indonesian school should teach the students how to bet because life is always, not always, but often about betting, right? Betting how to was that how to eat tomorrow, how to live tomorrow, how to blah blah blah, how to and the others. And yeah,
Going
going
to
to
school is already part of the bet. Answer the question of the test is part of the bet, and
yeah
choose the university is part of gambling actually. Yeah, it when it happens in Indonesia, because we never, for example, like I really like that example actually, because some just like me, I already graduated last week, and then I feel like I don't know what to do. I become beban negara, beban orang tua, and then suddenly I start to, okay, let me write down what my capacity, my ability. It that that never teach or never told by the university or the school. So it's just us to look for the answer for that. So I think yeah, everything in Indonesia is bad gambling, like like about you drive a motorcycle that you saw someone is ditilang, and then you just pass away from the tilang. It's just like a gambling, right? It's not about the law enforcement. It's gambling. It's bad. You never know when the police will stop you to ask about your STNK and SIM, something like that. Everything in Indonesia happen because of we are gambling about the life.
yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, many things in this world, in this life, is about betting and gambling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what's that? When you said before that gambling happened from many years ago, and yeah, it's actually true. At least um, we can see from the what's that? Or maybe you can try to read some articles. The time when Gladiator, do you know Gladiator and Colosseum exist, there is betting activities too there. Or wait, I forget. There is a movie about the Gladiator, but maybe you can try to find that. There is a scene that on what is that? Uh, Around the Colosseum, around the stadium, there are some people betting each other. So yeah, it just happened. And then for the sake of life survive, sometimes betting is a good way. Yeah, yeah, why not? As long as we have money, as long as we do not be what is that, being problem for the other people in our environment. And then for the next, Mr. Sikoneng, I'm so sorry that I just apa sih namanya, eh apa istilahnya, ngejat apa sih istilahnya, itulah ya, Mr. Sikoneng, so please.
Okay, it's okay, Mr. Fikri. Regarding to this point of view, yeah, perhaps, albeit it's prohibited in the religion boundaries, but absolutely in our reality, it will be a difference regarding to the gamblings. If we took the example for the advertisement, especially in the movies, there are a lot of things, especially in the gambling system, that show us how the rich people will do a gambling to enhance their money. And for this situation, there are a lot of the cities, especially deserve the gambling's infrastructure, like Shanghai and the big cities, especially. So from this reality, albeit I would say that there is no a rich people is coming from a gambling, but when you are rich people, so perhaps you will do a gambling for making you fun. So it means that you should be a rich people firstly, not from the poor people, and you hope to be rich people. So it's kind of the paradox of realities in this world. And I would like to say that we should finish gambling, especially in sport industries, because when it comes to the oligarch, then that they capitalize match fixing, like you said before, especially. So we will difficult to determine it is kind of match fixing or it is kind of the shortage or the mistakes is coming from the athletes, especially for penalty kicks. We are very difficult to determine it. It's kind of match fixing or not. But for the situation, if it's kind of match fixing, so it will deteriorate the athlete capabilities and also the athletes trainings, because you do not do it as far as you enjoy it, but you do it because there's someone who commands you to do it. So it's really horrible thing if comes to the match fixing in Indonesia. Albeit in addition, Mata Najwa has show us, especially in these cases, and the athletes who are suspected as the match fixing at that sport, they got a bully. Albeit there is no the evidence that support from that judge or that was that prediction as the suspect of the gambling, like match fixing. So we should finish it in the sport competition, especially a lot of competition in Indonesia. But when it's come to, it seems like the rich people who do gambling for that. So perhaps we should have the institution to manage or organize. If Mr. Sansei said it's like a shadow, so we should make it obvious to everyone can look at, and everyone can predict how the advantages and also the profits that will come from come in into our national currencies. So it will be useful thing. Then it makes it overshadow because the societies um, cannot how to say memantau, take on ace, cannot take on ace for that gambling things. And I would say that, yeah, I do agree what you said before about the life. Life seems like a gambling, but the gambling that is prohibited in the religion aspect, perhaps it's kind of when you try to do something in the wrong way, especially you are harm your families and also your environment, that you are poor and make you poorer than before. So it will be prohibited. Then and then you do it when you are a rich people, and perhaps the rich people will make a fun by doing gambling because perhaps they don't know how they will do with their much money that they had. Perhaps and like took the example from our politician in Indonesia, for example, like many the expert and politicians said it seems like a gambling when Faldo resigned from the PAN to PSI, and now Faldo get the fortunate to be the spokesman's president. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not really interested on politics, but I like your last statement. Yeah, actually, when we talk about bet and sport activities, maybe some of you already know about the fact that right now in EPL, English Premier League, the committee use a new what's that? A new tools that I can say, a new tools that show about the statistics about the prediction also, like what's that? Not only for the score and also who will be the winner from the match begin. And the data, some of the data is gotten from the bet houses. Okay, next, Mr. Pablo Escobar.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, sir. When we talk about gambling, we're talking about the someone habits related to gambling in the field of sports, like um, when we betting in the foot, football in the football area, like I, I ever play gambling before. Uh, in the sites, the name sites is luxury. I'm always play. Uh, I'm always play in that side because I need money, and then the fast money. You can earn the money in that side because if you want to um, if you want to get the fast money, yeah, you can gambling in on that side. And um, when we talk about the how to punish the activities, especially gambling in Indonesia, we cannot remove the gambling in Indonesia because it's all about habit from the people. Yeah, especially Indonesian people very happy with the illegal things like gambling because from that they can earn the money easily without doing some activities. And in Medan, actually my hometown have a place. The name of place is Kampung Gobur. We can say that Kampung Gobur. The Kampung Gobur is the scariest place in Medan because so many crime, drugs, and gambling. And uh, one day in the night, there was arrest of gambling tools such as ding dong tools. You know ding dong tools. And then the police is take the ding dong tools. And then after that in the morning and the tomorrow the tools it's ada lagi gitu because we cannot remove the habits from the gambling in Indonesia because um, if you want to get the easy money, come on gambling. and 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 I think it's the government should make some good regulation about this if the government want to punish the gambling in Indonesia. I think that's my opinion. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So, yeah, based on your opinion, gambling cannot be vanished. Yeah, at least in Indonesia, because yeah, it's part of cultures, people cultures, human cultures, not only for sport activities but also the other things. Maybe one of the best way to handle this is, yeah, make the regulation and make it clear. Okay, thank you for the bad things. I like to talk about this. Next, do you think that e-sport activities are good sport industry for our society? Please give your reason, because you know some of video games are already what is it, determined as sport, right? So they are sport too. When you play Mobile Legends, you are doing sport. When you are when you are playing PUBG, you are doing sport. So do you think that e-sport activities are good sport industry for our society? Yeah, maybe for our younger brothers and sisters, maybe, or maybe for our grandpa. Maybe if your grandpa or your grandma playing that things. Okay, Mr. Muffins.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity again, Mr. Jarod. So, in my perspective, of course, sport activities are good sport industry for our society because, as we know right now, that many people in Indonesia, younger people or the other people, is still play some esport or the games right now. For example, like you said before, Mobile Legend, PUBG, and others, because of the many people have played that games. So there have so many opportunities for the how to say pelaku or the players to make some profit for there. Because for example, like a YouTuber right now, so many YouTuber right now is the type of the esport player, so they can get some money from they just streaming they performance in games, but because the many people like how to play, how they play the games by there, so be a pro player, so that's why they can get new money from there. So that's the one of the reasons that esport right now can be good for our society. So that right now the government see this opportunity, so that's why some make a regulation about esport activities right now. But I think the regulation the government is makes the esport in our countries will be so how to say terbatas, yeah, because the regulation, if the pro player want to join the competition, they must be registered first as a member and pay some regular payment to the government or to the I don't know about the name of the institution, like Persatuan Esport Indonesia, something like that. So I think it can make the esport or good esport industry in our country will be lower than before about because the strict regulation in our countries right now. So that's my opinion so far, Mr. Jarod. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. The institution that you mentioned before actually named PBEI, Pengurus Besar Esport Indonesia, and it is already an official institution of this kind. And yeah, thank you for your perspective. And then, um, Mr. Pablo Escobar, are you raising hand? Do you wanna speak about this?
No, I'm not raising hand. It's back,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Okay, anyone? Okay, Mr. Ku.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe I will talk with a how to say different term as like our previous speaker talk about the good thing from the esport. As I can see in my environment from the small scale, yeah. When we see from the athlete of esport or someone can make a YouTube channel by using gamers content, yeah, that's good. Means they can utilize what is happening in this case, and they know about the chance. But I want to talk with a different side. It's like when I see the children, it's like they have come home from the school, but they will say, "Bro, Are you brave to do be one with me? If you are not brave enough, means you are taboo. How could it be? It's like the children can easily labelize the another children when you are not the players of this kind of the games like Mobile Legends or how to say that another game. They can labelize the people is like feminism, or you are too taboo or too feminist. How could it be? Is it what's wrong? What's wrong with that kind of the game? Because it's like there is the magnet. Even though we are living in the digitalization, it's like we can live far from our mobile phone wherever. EA can stop. How to say? Can stop making us interested in playing that game massively. Yeah, it's like the children they tend to play game, then they study. Moreover, in this case, it's like we can access the educated content or something which is useful for their life. But how many persons? No, how many people or how many children will access that good content? That good content. It's like maybe it's minority. If someone can be athlete or can be YouTube channel about the gamers, but for the majority, they try. They are still trying to be the athlete. Yeah, of course, they will. They will how to say accelerate to be the athlete, but the impact maybe for me that's not good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Actually, when we talk about opportunities, of course, there are always opportunities out there. But when we talk about being a professional esport players, of course, not everyone can be. So, Mr. Sikoneng.
Hmm, okay. Well, regarding to these issues, perhaps there is a correlation with what you asked before regarding the local brands. Perhaps from the esport, Indonesia can gather the local brand like RRQ, clothes, and also EPOS clothes, and the entire thing from the esport. Is it a good thing that is coming from, because I don't see there is Mizuno in RRQ, or perhaps there is the Adidas, and there are like Sucro here. This is the what's that? The new thing is coming from the local brands in Indonesia, especially in Mobile Legend, one of the esport, and a favorite for children, especially nowadays. And regarding to this issue, I couldn't agree more what kind of benefits that's coming from this is sport as the good sport. But when we talk about the sport as the physical competition, so it's sport will be far from this categorization, because you only need your fingers and also your capabilities, and also you makes it fun, you make it fun, and then you utilize your brains how to manage and organize your games. In this situation, it will be a different, so it's named as the e-sport, not sport. It's kind of a sport, but there is e at the term of that that's competition. But I would like to say that the government should localize. I mean, there are games is coming from the Indonesian companies. If we look at that situation, especially at China, CNBC International announced that China gained $2 billion from their games, especially produced by Tencent, like a PUBG, Fortnite, and also Muntun is Mobile Legend, and LOA. It's kind of the interesting thing. It's coming from the esport. How you can make the event organization internationally, and also you show to the others country to utilize your platform and also your games, albeit you don't need to establish your companies in their country, so you don't need to pay a taxes, especially like especially how you will develop it. You can develop it remotely. Perhaps Indonesia should imitating like what China did. It's okay to do the international companies especially for the terkenal, how to say terkenal, astagfirullah. I forgot the
Famous.
yeah, the famous games like PUBG and also Free Fire and also Mobile Legend. But Indonesia should give a focus on how we should build. It's kind of the local games and that will utilize for Indonesia societies and the brands and also the skills and also the infrastructure is not as far as the international companies had, so it will be useful more than we always utilize the foreign facilities and foreign infrastructure to motivate our next generation. Perhaps that's for me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So when we talk about e-sport in relation with sport industry, of course, it is a good one. At least one of the best one in Indonesia, right? Because yeah, it is rising up. But when we talk about the other subjects, like for the mental health or the other things or our kids, yeah, of course it will be different. Yeah, and I do believe that we have just only some minutes left. So actually, I still have some questions here, but yeah. So let's jump to the last question, and I want to hear from some of you. What is your prediction? The last question. What is your prediction concerning with Indonesian sport in the future? Is anyone want to try to uh, try to speak about the prediction? Anyone? No one? Okay. Okay, Mr. Sunshine.
And my perspective, there won't be any changes unless the government truly change their behavior to make a healthy government. And as usual, the same patterns will always will always repeat in itself. For example, like how the governments do not want to start empowering sport facilities, sport infrastructure, sport activities, even to rejuvenate the welfare of the athletes, yeah, until they make some contribution or achieve particular achievements or feats in world scale, for example. So yeah, there will be no changes, no particular changes. Yeah, it will be only like that, even though we currently know that the badminton, for example, become the most famous type of sport that provide us with gold medal. But yeah, it's only the treatment that has been given by the government only by giving a word or by appreciating only if they win. Other than that, our government never do anything. That's my prediction. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So it could be said that uh, our government, or maybe let's say some of the people inside our government, just focus on the result, not the process, right? So it's a it's a sad things to be known, but yeah, that's the reality. And yeah, thank you so much. Any others? No one? Okay, thank you. So let's yeah close this discussion. Thank you so much, guys. And okay, the cooling down. So we just was that uh try to talk about many things like from the brand. Maybe one day, maybe one of us here from the 15 people here want to build some startup companies or maybe creating a brand in sport industries, maybe, or who wanna be Ministry of Sport maybe. And then yeah, we talk about the bad things about gambling things, such funny things to be told. And then the last thing about what was it? I forget. Sorry. And then yeah, the last I say, I want to say ayo olahraga, one of the jargon from our ministry. Ayo olahraga. Thank you so much. I give it to Mr. Indrek. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Fikri, with the nice discussions with the topic about the sport industry. So how, guys? So are you interested to become the persons that created a business with this with this site? Okay, so before we okay, Mr. Fikri, could you sorry, could you close your screen, Mr. Fikri?
Yeah, oh yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ya, this okay. Oke, sedikit feedback tadi ya. Swasta ya private ya. Jadi kalau kita mau bilangnya perusahaan swasta ya private company. Terus juga barang tiruan ya. Jadi kalau fake stuff di situ lebih condong ke barang palsu ya. Tapi biasanya penggunaannya di situ orang lebih sering nyebutnya reproduction ya. Jadi artinya adalah barang tiruan. Jadi beda ya, bukan reproduksi. Satu lagi itu beda lagi. Oke, selanjutnya, nah tadi teman-teman ada beberapa di situ yang masih kebingungan ya, kapan ID-nya dibaca, misalnya tulisan ini, kapan ini dibaca. Contohnya kayak ini, ya, dan ini. Ya, jadi buat teman-teman yang tadi masih salah ya. Jadi kalau di belakang sebelum ED-nya itu ada T dan D ya, itu ID-nya dibaca. Jadi bacanya adalah recommended, shorted ya. Tapi kalau di belakangnya ini atau sebelum ED-nya ini sebelum T dan D, nah contohnya kayak ini ya. Ini bacanya ED-nya nggak dibaca. Jadi yang dibaca itu cuma pop sound-nya doang di situ. Jadi bacanya look, look. Jadi bukan look at ya. Kalau look at beda lagi, ada preposition setelahnya di situ. Nah, maka dari itu teman-teman jangan kebingungan lagi ya ketika kapan kita baca ED-nya dan kapan kita nggak baca ED-nya. Nah, contohnya ada apa lagi ya? Nah, ini. Ya, ini bacanya adalah subjugated karena di belakangnya adalah T. Jadi intinya ketika di belakangnya T dan D, ID-nya dibaca. Oke. Jadi jangan salah lagi untuk meeting selanjutnya. Selanjutnya beban, burden ya. Terus ditilang, ticketed. Terus kata lain selain meskipun ya tadi Mr. Cikoneng bilangnya albeit ya. Jadi biasanya kita kan menggunakan although, even though ya. Jadi sekarang teman-teman bisa ganti dengan albeit ya. Salah satu advanced vocabulary yang kita temukan. Soalnya memantau, monitor ya. Terus juga dingdong, arcade. Terus juga khususnya untuk pengucapan menentukan di sini bacanya bukan determine ya, hati-hati. Bacanya adalah determine. 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 Jadi bukan determine ya. Ini adalah menurut saya adalah common mistake atau kesalahan umum yang kadang-kadang orang banyak salah di sini. Jadi bacanya determine. Oke, jadi bukan determine ya. Jadi beda. Terus selanjutnya pelaku, suspect, juga terbatas, limited ya, limited. Jadi artinya adalah terbatas. Nah, dan juga tadi masih banyak teman-teman di situ yang salah dalam penggunaan kalimat verbal dan non verbal ya. Khususnya kalimat verbal. Ya, ada yang mengatakan bahwasanya I'm not always use. Ya, jangan lupa ketika posisinya adalah simple present di sini, ya ketika dia diubah ke kalimat dan dia adalah kalimat verbal, kita harus munculkan keluarga do. Jadi M-nya ini dicoret, jadinya I do not always use ya. Jadi bukan I'm not always use di situ. Dan juga seperti ini, jadi BB-nya ini I'm go, I'm play dan sebagainya coba dihilangin ya. Jadi langsung aja I always go di situ ketika dia berbentuk simple present. Dan juga ketika sesuatu yang terkait dengan pengumuman, announcement ataupun opini di situ, tenses yang tepat yang kita gunakan di situ adalah simple present, teman-teman. Ya, jadi utamakan menggunakan simple present di situ. Nah, jadi hati-hati untuk next selanjutnya. Oke. Oke, itu aja buat hari ini. Saya ingin ngajak teman-teman untuk foto bareng dulu. Ya, jadi kecuali saya, karena kameranya lagi rusak, nggak tahu tiba-tiba rusak. Oke, jadi teman-teman, I'd like to invite you to open your camera.
Minta
Ya,
ke
jadi
Valdo dong beli laptop baru.
udah Valdo udah bahagia di situ ya. Jadi tim sesnya percuma sebenarnya jadi oposisi kemarin. Oke, kita foto bareng dulu, guys. Oke. Wah, Pablo serem kali untuk Pablo nih. Gak bercanda 12 kobar. Oke, kita foto. Ayo, Sophie, Yerika, Alfi, Sari ya. Kalau bisa kamera yang dihidupin. Ya, kalau nggak bisa juga nggak apa-apa. Oke, gaya pertama. 3, 2, 1, go. Oke, slide kedua. Ganti gaya lagi. 3, 2, 1, go. Oke. Terakhir ya. Terakhir gaya apa ya? Cristiano Ronaldo mana sih gayanya? Ah, itu ya. Oke, jari tengah ya. Gaya Cristiano Ronaldo itu pakai jari tengah. Oke, jadi jari tengah diacungkan. Sorry fans MU, ya ini untuk kamu. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, thank you. So, thank you so much guys for coming. Yeah, sorry if we have a mistake and see you on the next weekend. Hell Otta.
Yesterday, say tomorrow.
Okay, well, thank you. See
Yesterday
you.
you are degradasi.
Okay, bye-bye.